Hello everyone, I'm here with this General Hospital November sweeps. Spoilers. By the time November is over, Port Charles will look a lot different, teases co-head writer Chris Van Eaton. There will be a big reckoning to come at the end of the stories that will unfold. He and co-head writer Dan O'Connor tell all. Sonny, Cyrus, and Laura. Sonny is more convinced than ever that Cyrus has been breaking the truce between the two factions. But if Sonny is going to make this Cold War go hot, he needs some proof. First, Laura will return after her extended absence, and she is not pleased with what happened to her city while she was away, and in the way Cyrus has instigated himself into her city and the hospital while she was gone. Not like she could have done anything. Laura is determined to get answers about Cyrus' past. She is determined to be the one who ultimately brings him down. The secret that Taggart is really alive will come to a boil underneath every element of Cyrus' story. It is going to be rocky, many lives in Port Charles when that secret is ultimately revealed. So Finn and Anna, the truth about Peter's origins will come to light, and Anna will be faced with what to do with the knowledge on the one hand, and not only Anna's decision to make, because Alex will rear her head in the most dramatic way this November. Well, it's already happening. November, Valentine and Anna will find themselves in a race against time to stop Alex from enacting her lethal plan. As Anna and Finn's wedding loom, Finn is going to have to confront a real reason behind his long-standing family feud, and we will finally unpack what is the history between Jackie and Finn and that implications of the secret, which we know is most likely going to be Chase's his son. Jason and Sam. Jason and Sam are experiencing something that they haven't had together in years, some peace and stability in their relationship. This super couple is now figuring out what it means to be together on a day-to-day basis again. Jason and Sam are going to learn how things are about each other, and what they find different, and how they're going to have to try and relate to each other now. Just break up. Alexis, Ned, and Olivia. Alexis' friends and family are not going to resign themselves to watch her fall into this alcoholic funk without doing something about it. As for her one-night stand with Ned, Ned has convinced himself that the best way to handle this is to put it in the past and never speak of it again. Will the truth be exposed in another way? Meanwhile, Brooklyn comes into some information that may be the key to restoring ELQ. Ava and Nicholas, they have a surface level issue, which is how they will combat Ryan as he tries to compel Ava to accept his love. And then they also have to address their own feelings for one another. Can they actually trust each other and have a real marriage? Elizabeth and Franco. Elizabeth and Franco are stronger than ever. They're thrown for a loop due to a sudden medical crisis, which we know is the tumor. What they don't realize is that this crisis may be the key to unlocking one of the biggest mysteries in Port Charles, something that has been in the works for years. Huh? Okay. Julian's history of crime and betrayal and secret keeping will finally catch up with him. His choices will lead to an explosive November for all of Port Charles. We know that he's leaving the show because if you look at William DeVry's Twitter page, he's saying all sorts of goodbyes. So he's not being shy about, they've let him go from the show, and he said that, if they follow through with letting him go, he ain't coming back. So Curtis, Jordan, and Portia. When Portia starts to question whether Jordan is a dirty cop, Curtis and Jordan have to decide whether to bring Portia to the loop about the plan to be Cyrus once and for all. They're a giant risk with either choice they make. It's already been made. We already saw it happen, and Curtis had nothing to do with it. Peter Maxey. In the early days of November, Peter will get his disconcerted call from beyond the grave that may lead him to a tactical error, which we know is an Elena Cassidy call. Meanwhile, Dante's investigation to Peter will have big ramifications for Port Charles and around the globe and Robert will do his best to manage the many facets of the situation. Brando and Sasha. Brando is going to continue his undercover operation inside Cyber's cartel, and he will cross paths with Sasha. Brando has a history of drug abuse and is all too familiar with the path Sasha is walking down. Will he be able to help her without blowing his own cover? So, they've been pairing Brando with everybody, and now they finally got around to Sasha. They ain't picked a woman yet. I guess Molly's not pregnant. Carly, just when you think she's in the clear from Nell, Carly has a big surprise in store with her. She may find a reason to worry about her family's future right in her own backyard, which is probably Avery wearing that necklace. Jax and Nina, they tie in directly with what's going on with Carly. Duh, Nell. Jax is trying to help Nina track down her long-lost child, but unfortunately for Jax, the more he helps Nina on her quest, the closer she gets to the truth, and the truth may come back to bite him. Dante, Lulu, and Dustin. Dante's return throws Lulu's world for a whirl, and now Lulu has to confront what Dante still means to her and what Dustin currently means to her. Will the great love of her life in the past come home to affect the hopeful love she has for the future? Well, we know that they're saying now that Lulu's leaving the show. I don't know what the hell that means for the storyline. And they don't really care about Dustin because they barely show him. So clearly the end game is Lulu and Dante. But is that really the end game if she gets killed or something? Britt, the scales will be lifted from her eyes about Cyber's plans for the hospital. She will be confronted with a huge decision as to how far she would go to advance her career at the expense of the institution of General Hospital. She will also receive a blast from the past when a surprise patient gets delivered to the care of the hospital. Could it be Brad? You know, if he gets hurt in jail, he's going to have to come to the hospital because they can't really treat him like that. Or it could be Ryan because, you know, Ryan got stabbed. But seeing that Julian is leaving the show, it looks like Julian is leaving the show, it probably is going to be Brad. My guess. Michael, Willow, and Chase. They will be faced with their own changing feelings as they make a decision about the future. Chase may find himself motivated to finally come out with the truth to Willow about what really happened with him and Sasha. And the teens. Cameron and Tremayne are forced to confront what their feelings are for each other and what that means to each other. Meanwhile, Jocelyn has misplaced her trust in Dev, who has an agenda of his own. And those are the November sweeps for General Hospital. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video.